Hello, everybody, and welcome to this second day of webinars related with New Zealand. It's a great pleasure for me to be here again in the second day today with a new region to explore in the South Island that is called Nelson. And we have Will today with us that he is going to talk about the polytechnic of this region, which programs can we study in there, and all the expectations that we can have for 2023. So welcome, Will, to our webinar today.
2 campus locations for NMIT. So how does NZIST differ from a university? Because no doubt you're thinking, well, there's universities in New Zealand. What is an institute of technology? What is a polytechnic? What is a university? And how is it different? So we have an applied approach to studies. So rather than sitting in the classroom and learning the theory, we actually go and do the work. So we go on field trips, we go and visit companies. We have people from business coming and talking to us. We do lab work. We do a lot of very practical applied work. So NZIST and universities, we're both government institutes. We're all government institutes, and we offer bachelor degrees and we offer master degrees, but that's where you'll see the difference and what you would experience as a student. NZIST is much closer connected with industry. So we have close connections with companies and communities to provide you with the real world experiences. And to provide these real world experiences, we have to keep the classes small. So our very small class sizes, on average, around 30 students in a class, compared to a university lecture that might have hundreds of students. So we keep the class sizes small to allow you to do these practical experiences and have more time to talk with the teachers, get to know your teachers as a person rather than the hierarchy. It's more even in terms of the communication. And also we have campuses all throughout New Zealand. Every corner of New Zealand we have a campus, whereas the universities tend to be based in the big cities only. So you can go out to the more unique regional parts of New Zealand as well. All right, so NMIT, which is part of NZIST, Te Pūkenga, we're located in the north of the South Island, Te Tau Ihu o Te Waka a Maui, which is the name in Māori, which means the front of the boat, so the front of the boat of Maui's boat. And Maui's boat is the South Island. So if you can imagine the South Island of New Zealand as a boat, this is the front of the boat. And that's where we're based. So that's where the Maori name for our region comes from. It comes from the idea that the South Island is a boat. And Nelson and Blenheim are the 2 main centers. Blenheim's not actually a city, that's a typo. It's a town, but Nelson is a city. And we cover the whole north of the South Island. When you come to New Zealand, you might fly into Christchurch or Auckland. From Auckland, it's a 1 hour 15 flight from the north down to Nelson. From the other campuses, from Christchurch, sorry, you can either drive or you can fly 1 hour. I'm going to take you on a photographic tour of our region because it's a very beautiful region. So a lot of people in New Zealand like to move to Nelson because the famous lifestyle and also the sunshine. We get the most sunshine of any region of New Zealand. We have beautiful beaches as well. Blenheim is very famous for the wine. I'll show you in some photos. So this is Nelson City. You can see it's on the coastline. We've got the ocean right here, the city center, and the other half of the city is actually over the hill, but this is the main original city center. And right here, we have NMIT, which is occupying 1 block of the city. It's a very green city, very clean. And we have a big port as well, down to the right here. Over that hill, beautiful golden sand beaches. If you go over to our other campus, the Marlborough campus in Blenheim, you'll find vineyards. So this is where New Zealand's main wine region is. We produce 80% of New Zealand's wine from the Marlborough region. And our campus is really focused on wine studies. In the hills surrounding Nelson, you can walk out of campus and within 5 minutes, you'll be walking up a hill or mountain biking a mountain. So this is really close to campus. So lots of, if you're into the outdoors and adventure, it's a fantastic place to be. Then to the north, you can see the Marlborough Sounds. Beautiful boating area, lots of yachts and little holiday homes surround the Sounds, Marlborough Sounds. And also, we never get snow in Nelson or Blenheim. However, if you drive just 1.5 hours away, you can access the ski fields. So this is Rainbow Ski Field. So we have skiing and snowboarding so close to the city, yet the city doesn't get that cold. So you could probably go surfing and skiing on the same day. On the other side of the bay from where Nelson is, we have one of the main attractions of our region, Abel Tasman National Park. This is a stunningly beautiful place. And you can see these people sea kayaking here. All of the beaches are beautiful golden yellow sand with green forests surrounding them. And it's so popular with tourists, both New Zealand tourists and international tourists, to come to Abel Tasman National Park. Now, for our students at NMIT, you can travel to Abel Tasman within 1 hour of driving. So really accessible, a good weekend trip. You can go out there and go hiking or go sea kayaking, skydiving or anything like that. So lots of fun adventures to be had over on the other side of the bay from Nelson. Then if you go even further away, you'll get to the wild west coast. That's where the waves are. Not so many people living there. You can really get away from it all over there on the west coast. So what you can see in our northern part of the South Island, we have such a diversity of environments and activities that you can do that you don't even need to travel very far from the campus. You'll immediately be enjoying these adventures on the weekend. So you don't need to plan a big trip out of the city and everything like that. You can just do it on the weekend or even in the evenings. It's very accessible. So Nelson City, the lifestyle, it's, as I said, it's one of the most desirable places to live. We're very diverse. So even though we're quite a small city compared to the rest of the cities in New Zealand, we have the third highest number of foreign-born residents per capita of any city or town in New Zealand. So yeah, really diverse. Even though we're not the third largest city by any stretch, we still have the third highest amount of diversity in our city. We also have a lot of sunshine, and I think that attracts a lot of international immigrants to live in Nelson, is the laid-back atmosphere. It's like a tourist city, and a lot of that's because we get so much sunshine, the most sunshine in New Zealand, that it attracts a lot of tourists, and then actually attracts a lot of people like myself who moved here 6 years ago to move to Nelson for that lifestyle and the sunshine and everything like that. And also because it's such an attractive place, it's quite a wealthy city. There's primary production. So we have the largest fishing port in all of Australia and New Zealand. So we produce a lot of fish in our region. So you get to eat fresh fish all year round. Aquaculture, we actually grow salmon, some of the best salmon in the world, and shellfish. So yeah, the restaurants in Nelson are amazing for seafood. Horticulture, we produce a lot of New Zealand's fruit in our region as well as forestry. So we have lots of trees in our hills around. Aircraft engineering is an interesting one that we do. Wine, of course, beer. We produce all of the hops to make New Zealand's beer in our region. And of course, tourism. People coming to enjoy the wine, beer, the food of our region, and the sunshine. And it's a safe place as well, low crime and unemployment rate as well. Here's another view of the city. Actually, I took this one with my iPhone out the window of a plane one day a few years back. You can see the city beach here, Tahunanui, really popular for people on the weekend, like really happening place. The port here, the fishing port. and the city centre in here, NMIT over here, and the hills surrounding. You know, as I said, you can go hiking, mountain biking, lots of really cool stuff to do there. And the other half of the city is just out of shot, just to the bottom of this photo. But yeah, you can see, like, you could easily bike to the beaches, bike into the city centre, shopping. You can go walking 10 minutes from where you'll be living on campus to walking into the city centre as well. So why NMIT? So we're government owned, as all the Te Pūkenga subsidiaries are. We're Category 1 institute, that's the highest ranking that's possible from the New Zealand Qualifications Authority. We're over 100 years old. We were established in 1905. So we've been teaching students for a very long time. So you can be sure that you're going to get a really good learning experience, as well as the fun life experience I just described as well. We've got about 6,500 students, and about 1,000 are international students. Before COVID, I mean, now not so many international students, maybe 200, 300. But yeah, we did have 1,000 before COVID, and hopefully after, you know, the borders are opening, as Giselle said, later this year in October, borders open, students can come back for February for the semester 1 intake, and yeah, we'll reach 1,000 students again enjoying our region and the studies at NMIT, Te Pūkenga. So also the graduates of NMIT, we had the second highest satisfaction and employment rate of all New Zealand institutes from the survey that was done in 2017. That's the last time the survey was done. So students enjoy their studies and they get jobs at the end. We've got great links with local companies. And this is true of all of the Te Pūkenga NZ IST places you can go, the 16 different places. Our links with companies mean you get actual experience and meet the companies before you graduate. So when you do graduate, you already know people who are in your possible employers who might employ you when you graduate. That's if you're coming for a full qualification. If you're just coming to study abroad, it's a great experience. You're going to get to have real industry experience, even if you only stay for 1 semester or 2 semesters. You get a lot of personal attention from staff, and our class sizes are only about 30 students on average. This building here is our creative arts building. There's the music area and also the studios. So Nelson's really artistic. We're known for having the most working artists per capita of any city in New Zealand. So a very artistic city. You can see some artwork behind me, but these 2 pieces are from my son, my little 9-month-old son. He's maybe going to be a Nelson artist one day when he gets a bit bigger. But yeah, that's his first 2 pieces of artwork. They might be worth money one day. I don't know. But yeah, so Nelson is really known for art. So talking about the programs we have at NMIT, we have the Master of Applied Management. That's the highest level program we offer. It's open to anyone, no matter what your bachelor degree is. You can join that program. It's 15 months in length. And the tuition fee is $28,350 per year for the whole program. That may change in future. From next year, all of the NZIST subsidiaries will have the same tuition fee. So I don't know what that will be next year, but that's just to give you an idea of what it might cost. With a master's degree under current rules, a partner or a spouse can apply for a work visa to join you if you have your partner or a spouse that wants to come to New Zealand too. They can apply for a work visa. And when you graduate at the moment, under the current rules, you can apply for a 3-year post-study work visa as well. So under our Master of Applied Management, we have 5 majors that you can choose from, or you can choose to have no major and just have a Master of Applied Management. We have a special experience with logistics and supply chain management. We were the 2nd institute in New Zealand to offer that subject area at the postgraduate level. So that's one of our specialties. Healthcare management, business analytics, so if you're more interested in the computer side of things, and aquaculture management, something quite unique that's related to our industry. all of our students who have studied aquaculture at NMIT have found jobs if they wanted them in the local region when they graduate, because there's a real need for people to work in that industry, and not just feeding fish in the fish farms. This is more the management, the exporting, the selling of our fish to our markets throughout the world. This is NMIT's library here. We've got a lot of nice modern buildings on campus. So into our bachelor degrees, we've got the Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of IT, and you can choose different majors depending which direction. If you want to do programming, or you want to do more kind of like the info systems stuff, the databases, or if you want to do more hardware sort of work, there's different options there. Networking, computer generated imagery. So if you're interested in animation and making like the animation for Hollywood movies, we do that in Wellington as well. In New Zealand with Weta Studios, we have a Bachelor of Computer Generated Imagery where the graduates are going on to work in the film industry in New Zealand, producing some of the CGI that you see in films. Bachelor of Aquaculture and Marine Conservation. So we're on the ocean side. We've got that aquaculture industry. We also conserve our marine environment, make sure that the fishing is sustainable. So we have a bachelor degree in that, which is quite interesting. As I said, Nelson is artistic. We have the Bachelor of Arts and Media. Bachelor of Sport and Recreation. This is actually a degree that is delivered by one of the universities in New Zealand, AUT. We teach the first 2 years. The final year we teach on our campus, but with AUT employing our teachers to teach that. Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Counselling, Bachelor of Nursing, which is very popular with international students, and finally, Bachelor of Viticulture and Winemaking. That's quite a unique degree, which I'll talk about soon, so you can see what we do there. Now, we also welcome students to come for just 1 semester or 2 semesters. You could study English language. We have an English language school on campus at NMIT. Or you could study one of these subject areas. And you can mix your courses. You don't have to choose only business courses. You could mix them up and see what other programs you might like to just have a taste of while you're studying abroad with us. This is our Marlborough campus, a very small campus, but there's a vineyard on the campus. This is Nishkan, who was the first bachelor degree student I recruited to NMIT 6 years ago from Thailand. She finished our full Bachelor of Viticulture and Winemaking. And when she did her studies, she did an internship. So there's an internship as part of the studies where students get paid. So you work full time, but you get paid, you get credit, academic credit for your bachelor degree. And also the companies she met during her bachelor degree with the internships, they were able to then provide her a job opportunity when she graduated. So now she works in the wine industry, working in a lab, doing the food science side of things over in Marlborough. So she's found a career through the bachelor degree. And in fact, all of our students who have done the Bachelor of Viticulture and Winemaking, international students, have found a job in the local industry if they wanted to stay. This region, Marlborough region, produces 80% of New Zealand's grapes that make wine. So yeah, this is the big wine region of New Zealand. So if you're from a wine region in maybe Argentina or Chile, then this would be kind of a very familiar sort of environment, but with New Zealand culture, speaking English, and all of that goes with it. So a different experience. You could bring that back to your home country too, if you wanted to. So English language, this is the general schedule that we do. 5 hours of classes a day if you're coming to study English. You do the morning and then the afternoon. Wednesday afternoon is free. No schedule. And we also do a pathway program. So if your IELTS or TOEFL is not quite to the level required for the bachelor degree or the master degree or graduate diploma, postgraduate diploma, then you can take the pathway program. It's for 1 semester. And when you complete that pathway program, you can directly enter into the academic program without doing another test, another IELTS or TOEFL test. So the pathway program is called NZCEL, and level 4 leads to undergraduate, level 5 leads to postgraduate. So in terms of accommodation, where we are in the city, we have apartments on campus. You get your own double bedroom, not sharing with other students, and there's 3 to 5 students per apartment. You share the lounge, bathroom, and kitchen area, so it's like apartment living with flatmates arrangement, and it's around $210 per week, including electricity and internet. A little bit further away, we have the Bush Inn, which is single rooms, shared bathrooms, so single bed but shared bathroom, and they do cleaning weekly for you as well, including electricity and internet. It's a little bit more affordable. And then finally, we do homestay, especially if you're studying English with us. It would be a very good opportunity to live with a homestay, so you can practice your English at home as well. You can choose to have it including food, or some homestays allow you to just cook your own food. So boarding, essentially. There's different options there with homestays. Sometimes homestays are great because they also take you on trips with them, or they might introduce you to other local people, or even local people that could provide you a job opportunity, something like that, part-time job. So yeah, homestays I think are really good for your networking and getting the most out of your time in New Zealand, particularly if you're only staying for a short period of time. But you have the choice. You could do homestay or an apartment. So when you arrive, we pick you up from the airport for free. We do town tours, orientation session, community groups, really good. You can fully immerse yourself there. We have cultural groups and sports teams. I'd encourage you to Google the NMIT football team. And within the NMIT football team, you'll see some of it's really international team. Lots of people from every continent around the world. I think we had like Japanese, North American, South American, European, Kiwis, Aussie. Yeah, we had people from all around, Cambodia as well. So we had people from all around the world in the team. So have a look at the NMIT football team and watch the video that I produced a few years ago where we interviewed some of the team members. You'll meet someone. There's one guy that's from Colombia, or 2 students from Colombia, and 1 student from Chile as well, who talk on camera as well. They're members of our football team. We have a big population from Latin America here in Nelson, particularly from Colombia. We have a lot of Colombian people living here, Colombian community. So yeah, really the Multicultural Society of Nelson is another group that would be really cool to get involved with. And you can meet people from your part of the world as well, so that you don't feel so homesick. You've always got people there who are from your part of the world. The Students Association put on fun activities. They do barbecues, beach trips, outdoor adventures like whitewater rafting, sea kayaking, fishing, farm visits, cultural events. So all of this activity program at NMIT, it's either free or at a very low cost for you to join in as well. Run by students for students. And they also put on some free lunches throughout the semester as well. They do like a barbecue in the student quad area and stuff like that. It's really cool. We're a small campus, so you'll get to know people really well. Like you'll get to know your teachers and the other students really well and see them quite frequently. It feels like a family. These are just some of the activities that we organized last year for our international students to take part in, like whitewater rafting, a boat trip into Abel, Tasman, those beautiful beaches that I was telling you about. We do focus a lot on beaches because that's probably like our #1 cool selling point. Working during and after your studies. At the moment, to live in New Zealand for your visa, you need $20,000 per year in living costs. This may increase to $25,000 per year. That decision hasn't been made yet, but in the next month it'll be decided. So that's just to give you an idea. $20,000 to $25,000 is what you would need per year to prove to Immigration New Zealand as part of your visa application. We offer support here at NMIT and with Sanity as the Students Association as well, support to help you make connections and find jobs while studying. We give help with CV and interview preparation skills. The minimum wage from last year went up to $20 per hour. So actually, as a student working part-time, you can make a lot of money, up to $400 a week during term time and up to $800 in holiday time before tax as well. As I said, we have some work placements like the viticulture, winemaking, the aquaculture. Some of those work placements are actually part of your studies. So you get paid while you study, which is kind of cool. And as I said, excellent graduate employment outcomes. Like our students find jobs, and that's the real difference between us and some of the bigger universities, is that we really connect you in with those employers during your studies, so you have a better opportunity to find a job when you graduate. And that's all. That was very quick, maybe quicker than I thought. Sorry, Giselle, I'm finished early, but yeah, thank you, everyone.
Totally fine. I think you touched really important and key points for the international students that we got, because every time that we have a student, they know what they want to study, but they are not really sure about the location, which activities they can find. Usually Latin American students always have Auckland as a reference for New Zealand, and that's it. We don't know anything different than Auckland. And this show the international students that there are different cities also offering great opportunities. I think you touched something really important about the Master of Applied Management. That was really interesting because the students can just focus on different areas. The logistic and supply chain management is one that usually would get asked for. And of course, what better opportunity to study on a place that has the biggest port in the South Island. So, and even more if the institution just help to find these work placements and this stuff. So I think that is a great opportunity. And also the health and care management is an interesting one, because most of the people that work in the health industry and wants to travel to New Zealand, it is kind of like, it's not complicated, but it's a long process to get into the health field, and it's like exams and different processes that the students can have. So I think this is a great opportunity to start introducing into the healthcare world of opportunities into New Zealand. And I think that's another one that is important one, also because of the skills visa that we talked yesterday a little bit about these shortage skills that New Zealand needs, and all the international students that can came and study and like do these jobs and do these fields for New Zealand. So I think that's really interesting about it. And definitely Nelson is just a beautiful area. The Table Tasman Park is just something that is a must to do in the South Island. And Nelson, it is, as you said, as a city that just like receives the sun, because most of the students also think that because it's the South Island, it's cold and the sun does not shine in here, and it is not true. So I think that's super important to tell the students that in here the sun shines really, really strong. And Nelson is one of these areas and regions that was the most beautiful beaches in the South Island, definitely.
Yeah. And Giselle, I studied geography and geology when I did my bachelor degree. So geography, I know about land and weather and things like that. And just looking at this map on the screen here, you can see Nelson is tucked way down in a bay here. And the reason we get so much good weather is because we're surrounded by mountains. So the mountains stop the bad weather from reaching us. And also, I mean, the one downside, because I'm a surfer, there's not much surf in Nelson. Sometimes we get amazing waves, but it has to be a big storm. So the beaches are very calm. There's not many waves at all. But that's because we're hidden away in this bay here. So the North Island protects us from large waves or bad weather. So we end up being in this kind of nice little pool nice weather. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, because the perception that international students has about the South Island is that it's cold and the sun does not shining here and there is nothing to do pretty much. And it's really interesting to know that there is a place that you can go to the beach and after that drive 1 hour and probably be on a ski field just doing snowboarding. That kind of possibilities are just unique from New Zealand and are those type of things that you definitely want to explore, because yes, it is super important to choose a good institution to do your studies, to do everything, but also it is really good as an international student to know what you are going to be able to do in your free time, if you are going to be able to find a job, if you are going to be able to enjoy the experience as much as you want. So I think Nelson is a really good area for it. If the profile of the student is interested, maybe in something related to supply chain, in healthcare, something related with the vineyards and all of this stuff related to wine, or fishing, horticulture, and also the people that is interested in art. I think that's also a really big one, because I do remember that when I went to Nelson, I found, I don't know how many art galleries on the streets. And it was actually quite interesting to see that one of the galleries has an exhibition about a Colombian artist when I was there. So it is really interesting to know, like, you don't need to be in Auckland to be able to perform your studies and to be able to find a job and to be able to actually came to New Zealand and study. And I think that's the main idea and the main message, that there is different places. Nelson is one of them. It is also super cool that is the closest city to the North Island. So if you just want to move, you just need to cross the little thing from the other island and you will be there really soon. Or also it's super close to connect to the South Island. Just driving down, you will be in 5 hours in Christchurch. So it's really good located too.
Yeah, the capital city of Wellington is a half-an-hour flight. We can just pop over. It's really close.
It's really close.
So yeah, you do have a big city right there on your doorstep as well. The capital city.
Yeah. So I don't think we have any question for now. If any of the participants has any questions, please just let us know. But I think it's a really good opportunity to understand and to know about the regions and about the South Island and about all the different opportunities that the students will have in Nelson. So thank you so much, Will, for all the explanation, all the beautiful pictures you show us. I'm really sure most of the students will contact us, and please, if any of the persons that is just watching us have a question or wants to have like a proper meeting to know about the cost and about the process and about the pieces and stuff, you can just please contact any of the offices that we just have in Latin America, and one of our people will be able to help you and to provide all the information. But I think it was really good, and it was a really good introduction about this Nelson region that was kind of like unexplored for most of the Latin American people. And now we already have like an idea of what we can expect and what we can have.
Yeah, thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in and learn about Nelson Marlborough Institute of Technology and NZIST. And yeah, I hope we can welcome you to New Zealand, that you can come and join us for studying when we open the borders from the end of next year, from the end of this year, sorry.
Yeah, the end of this year, but while we organize visas, we organize flight tickets, we organize everything, the chances are high that students will be ready to start for the first semester of the next year of 2023 to around February. So yeah, if the student has any question about dates, prices, process, where will I start, how this is going to be through, please just contact us and we'll be more than happy to help you. So thank you so much, Will.
Yeah, we just got a question there, I see. One of the
Great.
attendees just asked a last minute question from Christina. Hi, Christina. It says, if I study counselling, is it possible to find a job, or is it more a field for nationals? Christina, as I explained, within Nelson, we have a large Latin American population of residents, and that's true of throughout New Zealand as well. So what you'll find is, if you've got a counsellor who speaks Spanish or Portuguese, oh, what an advantage. We definitely need people from all around the world to be able to provide that service in Aotearoa, New Zealand, to be able to, to serve our population, because we have so many people from all around the world living here. So yeah, no, absolutely open to international students, and it would be a really good experience. One thing you'd find in the counselling program is that you'd get a really major interaction with the Maori culture. So within counselling and the practice of counselling in New Zealand, we really focus on that biculturalism. So the Pākehā, European New Zealanders like myself, and the Maori people, the Indigenous people of New Zealand, their language, their culture is so very important in the study of all of our subject areas, and very much so in counselling as well. So yeah, you'd find it a really amazing cultural experience, and yeah, absolutely a career opportunity for you in New Zealand. And I just see you asked if there was an age limit. No, there's no age limit on that. We welcome students of all ages. We have many people of many different ages as well, studying all of our subjects. The NZIST Te Pūkenga Institutes are quite famous for having a wide range of ages, not just high school graduates that would normally, maybe go to the universities, but we tend to get all different age range in our institutes. So very diverse. You're welcome, Christina. Thank you.
That's going to be great. Yeah, and also that gives the students the opportunity to actually study with native people, with Kiwi people. That is also something that most of the times as an international student, that's part of the expectation. And sometimes you just ended up on institutions that just receive international students, and you don't have the opportunity to actually study with people from the country. Yeah, it is great to have also people from different parts of around the world, but also you want to study with Kiwis that can help you to show like the different places around, or it can help you to find a job, or it can help you to find a house, or to buy a car, or all these little tricks that just a native person will know. So I think it is really good that the students will have the opportunity not just to be part of the classroom with other international students, but also will be part of with people that is from New Zealand that lives in here and works in here. So that's pretty cool too. Okay, so I think that's all for now. Thank you so much for all the people that were connected through this webinar. Thank you so much to you, Will, for the good explanation about Nelson, and see you tomorrow in another webinar.
Ka kite. Bye.
Kia kite.